What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, y'all? So we back again finally, okay, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all, I feel so much better, okay? Sometimes you just gotta sleep on stuff. You just gotta go click your mind. You gotta go sleep on stuff and wait till the next day to feel better. Girl, I wasn't expecting to get all that feedback that I got on that video because I had posted it somewhere else. And my lord, but anyway. We are back for another episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 6. Is this season 16? Girl, what season this is? It is. Nope, it's season 15, episode 10. Healing by Sheree. Okay, so we get up into the episode and we see that everybody is off doing their own thing. It's the night before Thanksgiving, or it's a few days before Thanksgiving, and people are just getting ready, doing what they gotta do. It was really nice to see Kenya and her little baby Brooklyn. Baby, we got to cherish these last few moments on this season that we get to see Kenya with baby Brooklyn, because the way Mark is out here acting up and taking this lady to court for everything, trying to hold her into contempt, okay, for putting Brooklyn in harm's way or in situations that may cause harm or damage or whatever, because of that whole thing with Marlo coming and knocking on that door the way that she was when they was down there in Charlotte. All right, when they was down there in Charlotte, baby, was it Charlotte or was it they was in Alabama? Was they in Alabama? Baby, when they was at the Magic City situation. Okay, but let me tell you something, Mark. You acting like that lady put that girl in harm's way on purpose, and you know damn well that's not it. You know that is not it. But on the same time, like, I kind of understand, if you want to go legal wise, but I just feel like he's being petty, and he just doing any and everything to try to stick it to Kenya because he just mad. Like, this is what happens when people get together that don't really know each other and they don't really like each other. Because at the end of the day, if you really liked each other, y'all would not be going through this stuff. Okay, moving on from that, Kenya said when baby Brooklyn was born, her father wasn't able to come see her. She even threw a little slight shot and was like, her daddy didn't even see her. My daddy couldn't even see her. I said, oops. So now he's able to come and see her. And it was a really, really nice little moment. I said, cool. We see that Ralph want to have something for the ladies, get them together, have a little brunch. And I'm just sitting here like, what is this all about? I was on the fence. I was a little concerned, just like Drew. You up here want to cook for everybody or have us all cook, and I ain't never seen you up in the kitchen doing nothing for us. Okay, so what is this? What is really going on? Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, so y'all finna get all the girls together, so y'all all on one accord. And it was like, yeah, for the most part, they could put their differences to the side. They can all come together, have a little kiki. They trying to get the atmosphere, get the mood right before they go to Portugal, because this is supposed to be one of those situations where we're going to have fun, to become one with each other. My shirt is crooked, and it is bothering me, but we're gonna be good, okay? We trying to get some healing for Sheree's fibroids and all of that stuff. So with the ladies coming through, everybody shows up, and people bringing their significant others. We see Courtney show up with Bryce. Truth be told, y'all, I had forgot all about Courtney. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you. I forgot about Courtney. I also forgot about Moneta for a second as well before I saw she popped up with even though she was on last week's episode, I really did forget. I want to see more from Moneta. I need them to utilize her a little bit more, because at this point, even though I do like Moneta, it's like, what is her purpose? Okay, what really is her purpose? But at the same time, we see everybody showing up. Sheree do show up. Like I said, Courtney showed up with Bryce, Candy, and Ty showed up. And they was like, oh my God, Bryce, it's been like 20 years since I done seen you. You look different, but you look good. Candy said, now how is it that Bryce was able to put up with Courtney all these years? Like, what was going on? Like, how is it? And I said the same thing. Because if you look at Bryce's demeanor, Bryce is just so calm, cool, and collected. You know, he looked like he just stay in his place, stay in his lane or whatever. And Miss Courtney just a lot. Like, her voice is a lot and everything. And I'm just like, you know, maybe what I don't like, other people will, you know. So, hey, you put up with whatever you want to put up with. Meanwhile, like I said, Kenya show up, Sheree show up, all the girls show up. Marlo show up with Stockley, okay, the guy from the restaurant. And, you know, Candy said that she knows him, and she clarifies, like, she don't know him like that, but she know of him because she been to the restaurant and all of that stuff. And she said the same thing, you know, gave him good rave reviews and stuff in her speak on it last week. And, you know, that was cute. Meanwhile, they asked Kenya, so is Roy coming? Is Roy coming? She was like, girl, no, he not going to be here or whatever. Sheree had to go into her confessional and say, you know what? Talking about how Kenya always talking about some, you know, this Roy dude, but she ain't never showing up with no man. Like, do he really exist and all this stuff? Where her man at? And I'm sitting here like, baby, where yours at? Because Martell ain't yours, okay? Listen, girl, you ain't utilized Martell too good. You ain't utilized Martell too good. Granted, Martell is on like a smaller platform, but still, if that was supposed to be your so-called boo or your so-called situationship or whatever, baby girl, I would have had him on the show. If he gonna be here, I would have had him on the show. He would have been wearing my She by Sheree. You know what I'm saying? He would have been over there in Huntsville wearing my She by Sheree, or had some of the cast members wearing my She by Sheree. Girl, y'all don't know how to promote yourselves right. I just don't understand getting onto a big old platform like this. But then again, if y'all saw Love and Marriage Huntsville this past week, girl, he then was at the Black Expo and didn't bring none of his products to promote. So they perfect for each other in that sense. They're dumb, okay? And I'm sitting here like, you got a fake man and you talking about her man. Baby, and you gonna say Martell sick. Yeah, sick of the bull. But anyway, Drew's sister came down. And they was like, oh my God, this is my first time. I think it was Candy that said, oh my God, this is my first time meeting your sister. You know what I'm saying? In person. Drew was like, she was at the video shoot. And I was like, huh? And then I had to remember, oh, Candy didn't show up at the video shoot. I said, was that a little shot? Was that a little shot? Let me tell you something. Undercover singers. It was cute though. Meanwhile, when Kenya sees Bryce and all that, of course she's all, oh my God, it's been like 20 years. Oh my God. Look at you. I said, calm down. Okay, calm down. Put the toy back in the box, you know? Meanwhile, they get into talking about the movie and all that stuff, and what is it? Kenya, asking her about the movies, the past. I seen the promo, it ain't a video, but it was a picture that was on Ty's profile. Girl, I said, who is this on my timeline? And I need Instagram to put Instagram and Twitter. I need y'all to stop putting people on my freaking timeline that I am not following. I ain't following Ty, no shade. But I'm just tired of people. I be scrolling, even on Threads. Girl, I be scrolling and I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I'm not following them. Why they on my timeline? But fine, it is what it is, okay? Meanwhile, I seen the little picture, it's the dude in the middle, and then you got Drew and all that stuff. I said, oh, so this movie is really coming to pass. Now, where's it gonna be at? It looks very much to be a BT Plus. But I'm gonna tune in. And I'm gonna give y'all a review for it. Cause I like to be messy. Anyway, I'm just being honest. And there's some gay stuff going on, so hey, it is what it is. Cute. Anyway, so you got that, and Candy telling them what it's about and how they finna get started and all that stuff. And Key was like, so I ain't get no role? Where's my role? She was like, so who am I supposed to be? Who's gonna be the leading lady? And it was like, Drew, girl, Kenya was kind of low-key offended. Kenya was low-key offended. Drew was low-key offended. She was like, wait a minute. So you ain't gonna put me up in there like, come on, I do threesomes, okay? I put threesomes on the map with, what is it, Trois, and all that stuff. I said, y'all saw how I stumbled over that. Don't pay no attention to it. Don't pay no attention to it. Even though I just brought attention to it, don't pay no attention to it. I was like, girl, Trois was a while ago. And, Drew threw some shots at Kenya, was like, I mean, girlfriend, you need to put that back in the box or whatever, because the role calls for a young, naive woman that gets turned out. I said, you know what? Candy got this fascination. I don't know if it's Candy or if it's Todd or whatever, but, you know, they always trying to turn somebody out. It's very telling. It's very telling, but okay. Drew said, bitch, when was the last time you been up in the movies, Kenya? Okay, they was like, when we need some threesomes, we'll call you. Drew, Kenya, you ain't been up in the movies since Twi. Twi was like 21 some years ago or whatever. And I said, oh, why you throwing shots like that? And truth be told, this made me go down her IMDb. Okay, I said, has Kenya really been in the movie? Not really been in the movie like that? Well, truth be told, to her credit, yes. I mean, Drew wasn't really lying. And I don't know if she meant like headlining the movie, being the main girl in the movie, because that's been a minute, okay? But you know, she been like on this and that. She still been acting, but she had little bits, parts here and there. She was never really the main character, okay? What she had, let me look at it. The last movie that I actually see, an actual movie, it said Dolls of Voodoo, and that was in 2013. 2010, it was The Confidant. 2010, also Trap Haitian Nights. Girl, what? 2007, I Know Who Killed Me. 2006, Cloud 9. 2000, oh, girl, what is this? I ain't never seen none of this stuff. And the last thing, truth be told, the last thing I remember Kenya Moore actually playing in was when she was in Deliver Us from Evil. Okay, that's the last thing. I was like, And I'm talking about movie-wise, because if you go look at her, she's been in TV roles. She's been in TV roles. But, I mean, compared to Drew is acting, but you acting up in these little things that don't make nothing. Both of y'all kind of on the same level, because ain't nobody, y'all names ain't ringing. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, because y'all throwing shots at each other, and it could be applied to both each other. It is what it is. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, Kenya Moore is the bigger name. You trying to get to that name. I'm just saying. No shade, no shots. I mean, it is what it is. And then Kenya get a call from FaceTime from Roy, and Marlo was like, is that Roy from so-and-so and so? I know him. I dated him. I went on a date with him. I said, damn, so everybody and their mama, Atlanta must be really, really small. And the elite or the socialite circle must be even smaller. That y'all, I don't like that. Everybody dating within each other's group. Because that's how it was in high school. It was the group of these, I guess you want to say the real popular black kids or whatever. They had their little crew, and all of them dated each other. And I mean, if this person was with this person, they broke up and they went with that person, and then that person and that person. Everybody was dating each other. Everybody was fucking each other. It was just really weird. It was really weird. I said, interesting. So Kenya gets up and she goes to take the call from Roy. Roy telling her that he about to be up in Miami. Let me tell you something. Long distance relationships, when they're going back and forth and we keep on missing each other, like, oh, well, I'm here and I'm here. Like, I don't know if I can do it. I mean, I can do it. I've done the long distance relationship. I just gotta, I'm older now, baby. I'm older now, baby. If we're gonna do a long distance relationship, it can't be long distance for long, okay? You have already got to be in the process of either thinking about coming out here, because depending on where you at, I'm not coming. I'm just not. It is what it is, all right? But anyway, I said, you know what? It's not really a relationship. It's a little play thing. And, you know, do what you got to do. He drop off some in the, when he come through. That's what he do for Kenya, all right? So Marlo had to tell them exactly how he met her. You know, basically he slid up in her DMs responding to one of her you know, Instagram stories or whatever when she was on the movie for whatever movie she was doing with Cynthia back in the day, some years ago. And, you know, was commented on what she should wear and all this stuff. And basically, you know, they started chopping it up and they went out on one lunch date. And that's just what it is. So, you know, everybody's a little bit surprised. Sonya was like, what is the chances of you and Kenya dating the same man or whatever? Marlo said, hold on, we weren't dating. It was just one lunch date. Here go Kenya. Kenya couldn't help but being shady and throwing shots. Now, granted, I don't care for Marlo either, but, you know, I just wouldn't have said what Kenya said because we are in a good mood right about now, because that could have turned everything a little bit up and all the way to the side. You know what I'm saying? She was like, thank God he realized that he knew what he didn't want so that he can get what he needed and all this stuff. And she was just going in on Marlo. I mean, I don't really feel bad, but I just feel like a time and a place, okay? Moving on from there, they was like, who would have thought that Kenya would be up here with Marlo Soppy second? And then you got Candy up there laughing. They was like, Candy, what you laughing for? She said, listen, I'm just glad that it ain't me. I'm just glad that they be right about that everybody coming down on. Meanwhile, the men outside, while they eating, the men outside drinking and, you know, chopping it up and all that stuff, doing the bro stuff, whatever. Moving on from that, did I say Stokely? Scott Lee want to make sure that everybody know that he's Jamaican. Okay, because when he introduced himself, when he first came in, he said, my name is Scott Lee. Yeah, it's very Jamaican. It's very Jamaican. When he was outside, and I think Ty said, I ain't catch your name. I don't remember your name. What you say your name was? It's Scott Lee. Yeah, it's very Jamaican. It's very Jamaican. I said, oh, all right. Cool. You know, we get it. You Jamaican descendant, probably born a little bit. You go visit down there. That's cool. I like it. I really want to go to Jamaica soon. I really do. Now, back over there with the women, everybody's having a good time, laughing, and next thing you know, here comes Sheree talking about to Drew. That's the chef over there. Is he gonna get paid? You gonna pay him? Cause you know, I'm just saying, no, for real. I was just saying because it was up in the blog saying that, you know, some lady, some chef lady or whatever trying to sue you or whatever because you wasn't paying her and all that stuff. I said, you got your darn nerves. Sheree really is doing the most at this point. You are talking about, you know, you want us to come together for this trip to be healing and to, you know, come on one accord and we try to fix things. You know, you got Sonya talking about some, can we all come together and, you know, work out our problems and all that stuff and woo. Girl, put all that to the side when you got the so-called host up here still being messy, okay? You're being messy about Kenya and her man. You're being messy to Drew's face about the lawsuit. Like, are you serious? How is it that you are bringing up somebody's financial issues when you don't even pay? Baby, that's been the rumor for you so long. You done had so many lawsuits come through and talk about how you wasn't paying this person, that person, and that's the reason why your house took 15 years to get done. Not because it was just so huge and humongous. No, it was because you weren't paying nobody. And you got the nerve to ask Drew about this whole situation in her face, in her house, in front of everybody, girl, and try to say it in a way to make it seem like she ain't trying to be messy, but she really trying to be concerned about either Drew or the chef. Like, is he really getting paid? Like, girl, that ain't your business. And like Drew said, the girl came through and she really wasn't no chef. She was trying to see if she was going to be able to be a chef in her home. And she did like probably one of those situations where, you know, she was testing out the food to see if she was a fit. And Drew said the girl couldn't cook, the food was trash, and she had hair up in it. And she only suing her for $1,000. I said... Now, when I heard $1,000, I said, girl, you going to take this all the way to the court and you going to get a whole lawyer. Are you representing yourself? Because, mama, you're not finna get that $1,000, okay? You about to get 50 because you got to get a lawyer his or her fees. I said, what type of mess is this? Meanwhile, you know, when Sheree was up here talking about the whole, you know, what they going to Portugal for, whatever, and they was like, good thing you here, Courtney, you know, the crisis management. And then Key was like, I mean, I don't need no crisis management because look at what's been going on down, all this stuff. And they was throwing shots at each other. Like, they was going back and forth. I was like, wait a minute. Courtney I may not like Courtney. Courtney was kind of quick with it, too. And You know, she was kind of eating Kenya up a little bit. She was, because Kenya was like, I don't need no crisis manager. Look at my life. She was like, I know, look at it. I said, wait a minute. And then I don't know, she touched Kenya. Kenya said, wait a minute, don't touch me, okay? Don't touch me. Like, I know you like to talk with your hands, and I know you like to be touchy-feely or whatever, but baby, we not there yet. I said, oh, that's all you had, Kenya? I said, no, we not finna do this. We are not finna do this. Y'all a mess. So it's time for the girls to go. They're getting ready for Portugal, everybody, and they finally show up. Baby, we almost lost Candy because Candy had got food poisoning. Marlo making fun of the fact that that girl was up in the bathroom. She said, ew, what is going on? And I was like, oh, you automatically think that she was up in the bathroom taking a poop? No, she could have been throwing up. But when you got food poisoning, that stuff come out every end. I would never want that on nobody, okay? I would never wish that on nobody. And Candy better than me, because if I needed a reason to cancel and not go and to get my money back, 9 out of 10, they ain't even pay for this, okay? But if they did to get my money back, I use it some way, somehow. Because listen, I'm not finna get on a plane for how many hours going from Atlanta to freaking Portugal to another country over some seawater, okay? And it's turbulence, probably it's topsy-turvy, and my stomach already messed up. Oh no, first of all, I'm too big to be trying to be up in that bathroom like that, okay? It's just gonna not happen. Oh, I'm gonna have to push it back a day until I feel better. So shout out to Candy for doing what I wouldn't have did, okay? But she showed up for the girls. They get on the little Sprinter and all that stuff, and you know, Sheree telling them about what the trip is about, and you know, her and Sonya gonna make it so that they have some fun, and you know, it's gonna be about healing and putting stuff behind. Kenya turned away and was like, girl, please, okay, girl, please. Next thing I know, they legs up in the air. I said, y'all can't keep y'all legs closed for nothing. When y'all go on a trip and y'all get into a Sprinter, and I feel like it's the Sprinter van, okay? It's a Sprinter van when they are in their regular everyday clothes. They just can't keep their legs closed for nothing. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, it's like, it's a little bit too early. It's a little bit too early, right? Sheree, I'm going to tell you something too. And this is not me trying to be mean or whatever, because I avoided it last week. But what is going on, ma'am? What is going on? You talk so much stuff about Drew at this point. You very underhanded, and you literally morphing into that lady. I don't know, you morphing into that lady and somebody else, okay? Because we got at least 3 different looks from you on this show. And I'm not even talking about your clothes, okay? I'm talking about your face. Now, usually I don't do stuff like this, but it is really, really obvious. And I'm not trying to be negative. I just feel like, you know, if you want to go ahead and get your work done, you ain't got to, you know, deny that you didn't get work done or whatever, because, baby, we can clearly see it. Whether it's some fillers, whether it's some Botox, whether it's some actual surgical procedures. That's up to you. But, bravo, y'all know y'all could have just waited till her face healed up. Y'all could have waited till her face healed up. Okay, because you got her looking regular right here, the real, somewhat of the real Sheree. Then you got her in this purple getup with her face just puffy. It looked like, you know, she's still in the healing process, like she's still a couple of weeks out. Well, let me not say a couple of weeks, because you still would have had the stuff. She looked like she almost a month out, and her face still a little bit puffy, and she still got a little way to go. That's what she looked like, okay? And I mean, if you want to get your surgery, but they could have waited until she healed up. That's what I'm going to assume that's going on, all right? Since everybody else want to be negative, I don't want to be negative like that. I honestly just look like, it literally looked like she's just still healing, like her stuff is just still swollen. It's weird. She don't look like herself. And, you know, she said a check is a check is a check, and I got to get my money to pay for this trip. So listen, we finna do this. They get up there to the hotel. Candy was talking about the bubble gut situation. She said it was coming out of both ends. I said, girl, we didn't need to know that. We know what food poisoning entail, okay? But glad you're okay. Everybody speaking to who they need to speak to when they get there. And, you know, we sit down and we have a little food to eat because, you know, niggas, we hungry. We hungry. Next thing you know, They up there talking about some, I need y'all to check on men's and all that stuff. Have Ross check on Ralph, whatever, because he out there in Vegas on the business trip. I said, now, Drew, I said, Drew, you okay with letting your man, you know what, you should be in a relationship where it is okay for your significant others to go here, to go there, because you trust them fully, 100%. You just know that they're not going to do anything asinine or make you look a fool. But it is Ralph, okay? At this point, we still don't know where Ralph went in Tampa and who he went to go see. And now you're okay with him going on a business trip, quote unquote, a business trip to Vegas to go to Chocolate City. And because the director on your music video, Ray, some girl that knew him, really wanted Ralph to go out there and to audition for Chocolate City, which is basically a male strip club, black version of Magic Mike. Y'all remember when Magic Mike first came out and then Vivica Fox did the Chocolate City movie? That, okay, it's on Tubi if you want to look at it. I don't, but it's on Tubi if you want to look at it. I was just like, girl, what? And she tried, did y'all remember the reality show that she made for it too? When she was looking for dancers and all that stuff? Girl, we had some good reality shows back in the day. I don't know what's going on now, but you know, we had some good shows back in the day. And then they took it off. You know, understandable. But I was just like, ooh, everybody just got a little taken aback, you know, like, so you let him go on it's not letting, but he's going on a Vegas trip for a business meeting to audition to become one of the guys in the Chocolate City review, meaning taking his dingling out and showing it to everybody when he can't even keep it in the house as it is. Oh. And Drew, you sitting there laughing about it? All right, ma'am. Now, whatever happens, happens, and we already see. Okay. So the girls, they get to their rooms, and I will say this, even though they want to throw shots at Kenya and the whole situation about when they was down there doing the Magic City thing or whatever, classic, and how they was all up in the motels, hotels, Holiday Inns and all that stuff, and it really wasn't that up to par. I mean, technically speaking, y'all wasn't supposed to be down there. This be trying to take up for Kenya for a little bit, okay? It felt like she put that out for herself or whatever, or that's what the university or whatever paid for. But at the same time, it wasn't a real trip. And y'all was still in the United States of these Americas. Y'all wasn't overseas. So I would expect if you go overseas that you was gonna be up in something really, really nice. All right, I'm just expecting that because I feel like Bravo helped fit the bill. Now some people may say that they didn't, but I feel like they did. So therefore that's why y'all got the lap of luxury in these good, nice resort looking hotels and all that stuff. But truth be told, Kenya, that hotel was a little you know, I would have had my nose turned up, but I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have just, because I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it. I would be like, oh, okay. Hell, when I went to Puerto Rico, my room up in Puerto Rico, where we stayed at, baby, that shit was nice. All right. I said, oh, my God. I love that shower. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I think I took a video of it. I got to go through my camera. I got a whole bunch of stuff. But, baby, that shower, the shower. It ain't had no tub or nothing in there. That's fine. That shower, you walk up in there. It was a shower head up there. It was a shower head on the wall. It was all of, oh my goodness. Like, the things you could do up in there. Anyway, I mean, bitch, you can have an orgy up in that fucking shower. It was just, wow. Okay, like, yes, girl. But anyway, so they get to the rooms and all that stuff, and everybody branched off. We got, I guess Courtney and Sheree, they was just doing their individual things because we didn't see anything with them. But we saw Drew and, what's her name, Mangyetta. They was up there talking. She was like, hey, girl, you know, if you go right over here, you know what's right over here on the right or whatever to Portugal? You know what's over there? She was like, Spain. She was like, no, girl, Africa. Drew was like, oh my God, wow. Have you ever been to Africa? And Mangyetta was like, yeah, I've been to Africa. She was like, here go Drew. I mean, I've never been to Africa, but, you know, I was in South Africa. It very much gave me, she probably slipped up and didn't realize. It gave me, when Raven Simone said that, she know every country or every continent in Africa. It very much gave me who was conducting the actual Underground Railroad. It really gave me 365 days, but we're really gonna say it's 265 days. It gave me all of that tease. And then we found out Moneyetta got an orphanage out there. I said, oh, that's cute or whatever, And then we found out that, Drew feels some type of way about the way that Sheree brought up that lawsuit situation and the issue gonna pay and all that stuff. And I said, as she should. She has every right to feel how she feels about it. And, because I don't care if we supposedly fixed our issues, right, and we say that we're going to be good with each other, right, there is no reason why you need to bring up a lawsuit or try to put me on front and try to make it seem like you actually give a damn about me, because you really don't. You really don't. You was being messy. That's what it was. And especially with the history that you have, Sheree, when it comes to money and finances, no. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, and we're not going to play dumb, okay? Meanwhile, you got Marlo and Sonya up in the room, and they're talking and all that stuff, and they bring up the whole situation about Kenya. They want to know what's the difference between Roy hitting up Marlo and being up in her DM, and this whole situation with Martell being up in Kenya's DM. And I'm like, are we really comparing the contrast? Like, I get what you're trying to do, but at the end of the day, the difference is Kenya was trying to be a little bit messy, but it's no real difference. But at the same time, Martell is known to be a whore, okay? Martell was really trying to get with her, and he's lying about that. Roy already said, according to Kenya, that, yeah, I hit her up, and, we went on a date, and it is what it is. That's the difference. One was lying and one was upfront. That's the only difference that it is. Like, I don't get it. I feel like both situations is messy, and I feel like, not necessarily messy, but I feel like Marlo and them wanted to be a little bit more messy than they proceeded to be, because that's why she threw it out there. That's why she threw it out there, because she wanted a reaction out of Kenya, and Kenya gave a reaction behind the scene, but she didn't give a reaction to Marlo like that, like a real, oh, I'm finna get mad and oh my God, all that stuff. Girl, let it go. It was years ago. It was years ago. Like, just like it was years ago, apparently, with Martell. Girl, it's all a mess. It's all a mess. All of y'all fake, okay? Meanwhile, Sonya, you damn fake, okay? And you want to know how come that girl don't, how come Kenya don't with you? It's because of this stuff that you doing right here, all right? So, like, Meanwhile, Kenya and Candy was talking about the situation and all that, and they were just saying how everybody seemed like they cool for right now. And I said, it's the calm before the storm. That's all we're gonna say. So the girls finally get to dinner, right? We find out that Marlo, she likes sardines, okay? And, they was trying to get some tequila shots, and the man came back with a whole freaking big cup full of tequila and sugar. So there's that. But, Sheree wants to start this whole thing off about, if anything is, since we're here now, and we're about healing. Anybody has anything to say to each other, let's just go ahead and get it out. Whatever issue, right? So Courtney brings up her situation with Kenya. She was like, after the whole thing that went down at Drew's place, I didn't realize that we had a problem. And, I was talking to Sheree about, you feel as though I don't make myself available enough to open up to you or whatever, so that you can talk to me, or you feel I'm one way and all of this stuff, whatever, okay? At the end of the day, they don't know each other. They're not opening up to each other, and they're just not there yet. And what's her name? Courtney was feeling like she was getting mean girl energy from Kenya. And Kenya was like, no, that's why I'm so glad that Drew stepped up and said, no, she wasn't trying to be a mean girl. It was more so about her just setting boundaries, okay? And I get how Courtney could feel as though Kenya was being a mean girl, because y'all was in the midst of having a little conversation and it got a little heated just slightly. And so therefore, once you said, don't touch me or whatever, we not there yet, it could come off as if the tone, because of what was just, or the context of what was being had, it could come off like you was just like, bitch, don't touch me, okay? Like, girl, I don't know you. Like, you got an attitude or whatever. And kick your man, she probably just like, no, I'm just trying to set my boundaries and say, no, girl, I ain't got no beef. Just don't touch me because we're not there yet. And I understand both sides because I've been on both sides. My thing is, I know exactly, like, I've been through situations where people would perceive you or think that you're doing or coming off wrong and you're really not. Like, it gets to a point, even on social media these days, I don't even want to respond back. Like, let's say if somebody, I tweet something and then somebody respond to or reply to the tweet or whatever, it's just a random tweet, and then I respond back, and then they're getting their feelings with my response, and I'm like, what are we getting our feelings for? I'm not being mean, I'm not being negative, I'm just responding back, like, and it just makes me not want to even interact sometimes with people, even on, in the comments. Sometimes people take, if I'm responding back as a way, like, you can disagree with me, I don't care. That's why I leave the comments open. That's why I don't private my accounts or whatever, because I welcome any type of interaction. I welcome anything. And I'm not about to change the way that I speak just to, satisfy you because you're sensitive or you don't know who I am and know that I'm not doing anything with any malice, no hate, no feelings or nothing like that. Meaning, like, it's not deep for me. And this is all shits and giggles. I welcome everything. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But in that sense, I get exactly why Courtney probably felt the mean girl energy. So it is what it is, right? So then we bring up the whole situation with Drew and Sheree. Drew was like, Sheree, I thought we was on this path of trying to be cool and all this stuff. And, I thought we was friends. And I hear that you up here talking behind my back about this lawsuit situation. It was one thing to bring it up at the table in my home. And then it's another thing that you keep on talking about it or whatever. And she was like, first of all, we ain't friends. We on the way to being friends. And you have to prove to me that you need to be worth to be my friend. And, come to find out, Courtney had told Drew. Because she was like, yeah, we family. So she told Ralph. Ralph told me. We told each other and all this stuff, what was going on. And it is what it is. And, of course, I'm going to feel some type of way. And you up here, digging into my business. This is real life. This is a lawsuit. This is business and all this stuff or whatever. And Sheree was like, just like you lied on me, just like you was meddling my business and all this stuff. I said, now, Sheree, you have got to stop playing. You have really got to stop playing, and you need to get up off of it. Sheree said she gonna down this hill protecting Sheree and her actions in it. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this. You cannot get mad at somebody putting their truth out about what happened. Okay? If Drew said that you took your stuff away when she got it, and you still harping on something when y'all already discussed this and she explained this and y'all thought that y'all got past it, meanwhile y'all had this whole conversation about it, and now you're still up here bringing it up again. Do not come to me and you have an issue and we put that to rest and we say we're going to move forward and we're good and I don't feel any type of way, nothing, because I apologize, you apologize, I apologize, and all that stuff, and then you want to bring it up again as a reason to keep on coming at me to justify your negativity that you're putting out. No, baby, I'm finna get in that ass, and that's just what it is, because we're not finna do that. Don't sit and lie and tell a person that you are okay and you're good and you forgive and all that stuff or whatever. We're going to move past it, but then you keep bringing it up. No, because you're not, all right? And that's what Sheree is doing. Sheree, at the end of the day, you don't know how to do business. Everybody and their mama been talking about Sheree, and that's just it. And Drew clocked you, because then everybody else starts saying that they didn't get anything either. Even Sonya said she didn't get anything. The only person that said that they got something was Marlo, and she probably stole it and sitting up there with the evidence on in the confessional. That's all that it is, okay? And I'm just sitting here like, this is a mess. This is a mess. Sheree just don't get it. She is the most unself-aware person. She just don't know how to be self-aware of herself. I just don't get it. I don't get it. She's so headstrong. And I understand, like, she's a Capricorn, and that is a trait of us. Like, we don't like to admit when we have failure. We because we want to push through it or whatever. But sometimes, baby, we gotta just humble our goddamn self. And she's just making us look bad, because at the end of the day, this was a failure on your part, and everybody sees it, and you don't like to be embarrassed. Nobody likes to be embarrassed and humiliated publicly, but you brought it on yourself. All right. And this issue that you have with Drew, y'all cleared it up, but now you still bringing it up. What is the problem? What? And this is supposed to be healing, and you're acting like you're literally not even paying attention, and acting like she don't have a reason to feel the way that she feel about you talking about her. Like, girl, get out of here, Sheree. I really felt bad for Drew in this moment because Sheree really just wasn't trying to get it. She got it, but she didn't want to get it. And the way that Drew is telling her, at the end of the day, and the fact that other people are at the table saying the same thing that they happened to them about them getting their stuff taken away, Sheree can't just say, oh, well, my bad, but, you know, it is what it is. And all Drew wants is acknowledgement that you are up here talking about a family matter or something that is actually serious. This lawsuit, well, not a family matter, it's a serious matter. It's a lawsuit, you know? And you can't put aside the fact that she talked about your business and just said that she didn't even really talk about the business. She just said that y'all confiscated the goods and everybody else is saying the same thing besides Marlo. That's it, okay? And when she's up here bringing up the lawsuit, she literally cocks a little smile or whatever. And at that moment, Drew, that's when Drew truly clocked out. I saw it in Drew's face that she felt really hurt because that would have hurt me too. And she kind of clocked out. She clocked out. And it was just, it just made me feel really, really bad for her because she didn't deserve that. Because if, like I said, we talked about it, we put that issue to rest, and you said that it didn't happen, I apologize for it, or whatever. You said that that wasn't what it was. You explained that, you know, the item that you wanted or whatever wasn't supposed to be given out, and that's why I got taken. We cleared the air. Why are we still bringing it up? Why are you still trying to make me a bad guy in your story? Okay, and then I'm telling you how I feel, and you telling me don't tell me what I need to acknowledge or whatever. And it's not that she's trying to tell you, it's just saying take accountability and just be like, girl, yes, I acknowledge this or whatever, and we'll be good from that. And I'll tell you the same thing. But no, you want to be all up in your feelings, and you know, it was just really, really ignorant of Sheree, very ignorant of Sheree. And I was with Marlo when King said, I see y'all as big sister, little sister. I said, girl, what? Marlo said, big sister, little sister, they're more like Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn than Venus and Serena. And I said, exactly. But you can tell Drew probably got a little bit of respect for Sheree, and she wasn't really trying to go there, but she made her go there. And then Drew ends up leaving crying. I said, bitch, and you know what? The only reason why Drew cried is because she was so hurt, and I understood that. When I get upset and we in the midst of going at it, I'm going to tell you what I need to tell you. I'm going to go off, and I get red, and when I get mad, if I do cry, and because I don't like people playing with my character, I don't like people lying on me, I don't like people saying negative things or whatever, so yeah, I may tear up, and that's the only reason, because I'm angry, and I can't say or do what I really want to do. Like, I want to put my hands on you, so instead of me not putting my hands on you, I'll break out and cry, but I ain't gonna cry like, oh, you know, you'll see me, them tears well up or whatever, and the same thing that Drew did. But Drew, she was really hurt, and Sheree, she just didn't give a damn. When somebody has to tell you to get up and go talk to, and go get her, or whatever, go talk to your guests and all that stuff, and it's Marlo telling you that, of all people, you know Sheree really don't give a damn. I said, Sheree, get the fuck up out of here. She by Sheree was a failure. It's still a fucking failure, and that's just what it is, okay? Truth of the truth of the truth. Y'all, that was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I hope I see y'all later. Peace.